Hello, ladies. It's so good to have all of you here today. Love seeing all my win-hers out there. We are in Mindset Month still, and I have to tell you, based on our 12 pillars that we always talk about here at Women's W.I.N, the Women's Wealth and Impact Network, we're talking about the first pillar right now because I think that it's so important to continue to explore, grow, and embrace mindset. And as you all know, I also talk about heart set because I think they go hand in hand. And I have to tell you this little story that happened to me today. Number one, by a show of hands, how many of you can tell that it's raining today? I'm just saying, did my hair call ahead or what? Can't hide these natural waves. No. I love them actually. But I just wanted to let you know while I was waiting for the rain to pass this morning, I was sitting up at our little mountain cabin, which is just beautiful, surrounded by national forest, and we have waterfalls. It's breathtaking. It's a very spiritual place, lots of crystals, and I'm toppling over because I'm standing on my treadmill trying to talk to you guys because the weather is so wonky. I couldn't get good lighting. So it's one of those things where you're like patting the top of your head and rubbing your belly and you're like perched on one foot. You guys know what I mean. We're women, right? We do what we need to do. We balance. Anyway, and so while I was waiting for the rain to pass, I sent out a few texts to some women in my life. And one of the women, and I sent a couple pictures of my puppies, of Mick and Dagny, because they were being so extra cute this morning. I love every day, right? We love our fur babies. Anyway, and I said, hey, I'm just sending you some puppy love. Have a great day. And I, of course, was like, how are you? And one of the responses was, I guess I'm fine for a Monday. And my immediate thought was, it's Monday? Now, granted, I also worked Sunday, and Pete is out of town right now. So sometimes when it's a holiday or I'm by myself, I'll work a little extra or put in some extra time because it's quiet, right? And I have it's like a little vacation. We all know how that goes. But it was just quiet, and I was able to actually get some work done. I had some creative time. I had some thinking time. And so sometimes when I do that, I get a little off track on what my days of the week are, unless I have certain appointments and whatnot. But I remember years ago when I worked a regular full-time job for someone else, my husband would always say to me, I hate Sundays. And I'm like, why? He goes, because you're so stressed out. You're so stressed. You have so much to do. And it was all because Monday was the next day. How many of you can relate to this? And it was very interesting because I was like, well, of course I'm stressed out. I have to go back to work tomorrow. And now I probably work more and less in different ways, which I'll talk about another time, than I ever have. But I think I don't even realize from day to day sometimes which day of the week it is. And I think that is the beauty of a lot of things. Number one, getting your head in the right place. Number two, getting your heart in the right place. So you're actually doing something you really enjoy. So it doesn't matter what day of the week it is. Number three, having financial freedom so that you actually have the freedom to say, tomorrow's Monday, or in my case, I didn't know today was Monday, but to actually have the financial freedom to not have to be stressed about being somewhere at 8 a.m. the next morning, and to have the time freedom as well, that I could stop after I had already done the things that were important to me this morning to just reach out to some of the women in my lives to say, good morning. I didn't say happy Monday because, again, I didn't know it was Monday, but I thought it's really cool that I'm in this place in life, and it's kind of where I hope all of you are in as well, or striving to get to that point. I think as women in our 50s and beyond, it's our turn to take the time to actually say, I'm going to take a deep breath today, or I'm going to take Monday off, or I took the weekend off, or I'm able to work through the weekend but not during the week, so I can call the days as I see them. I can create my own weekend, if you will, right? And I love that. I love the freedom that being an entrepreneur gives me. I love the peace that having financial freedom and time freedom gives me. And that's really what the 12 pillars are all about. And since I'm focusing right now on mindset, which is actually the first pillar, because I do think it's the most important pillar, and it it goes in conjunction with the second pillar, which is self-care or self-love. And I think sometimes these overlap, and that's okay, right? The important thing is that you just understand that it's important to get your mind in the right place and align it with your heart being in the right place so that you can then say, I didn't know it was Monday, or yippee, it's a Monday. Or when somebody says it's okay for a Monday, you can say, you know what? Let me share something with you, or let me give you a positive thought, or let me celebrate Monday with you. We all get to live and love an extra day in our lives. And I think that that's super duper important, but it's hard sometimes to actually do, right? Because I get it, life is hard. Oh man, I remember the day that Pete looked at me and said, we have $200 left. He said, we have 200, and I said, 200 what? And he said, $200 left. That was hard, you guys. I remember that day like it was yesterday, and yet it was years and years ago. It was 10 years ago. But I think that from that moment on, I knew that I was worth more than what I was giving myself credit for. I knew that I had something to contribute to this world, and I knew that I had to empower and share it with other people. And I think that that's so true of all women over 50, because we have done a few laps around the sun and we have something to offer. And you'll hear me use that analogy often because I think it's so true. It doesn't mean you're old, it means that you have some beautiful experience behind you, but now it's time to really embrace that for ourselves. And so it's time to start thinking, I'm worth it. It's my turn. It's what I want to do. I want to step into my greatness. These are my choices. I think it's so important to embrace those things and then put it right here. I always tell my niece, I have this special little spot right here in my heart for her. And I think it's important that we have a special spot in our heart for ourselves. So that's what I really want to leave you with today. When we talk about those 12 pillars, I just want you to think about mindset this month. It's your turn. You're worthy. You get to make your own choices. I think you are a rock star. In my book, you are a win-her. So embrace those 12 pillars. You got this all day long. I love each and every one of you. I'll talk to you next time.